welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Tonight I've got a fabulous young lady, and most of you should know her, and if you don't know her, you're missing out on a great opportunity, but we brought it to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. This is Natalie. I always give her the full title, Natalie Porter from Immaculate Confections, and she has a system that she's designed, and it's called the Rapid Rose. We were just talking that really maybe she shouldn't have called it the Rapid Rose because it's great for making other flowers. And Natalie, as a one-off, she does her own demos, her own classes. Well, she'll tell you all about herself anyhow, because I don't know it all. But she's very kindly come to show our audience her Rapid Rose and how to make them very easily, very simply, that we're all going to be making them. Even me, I'm going to have a go at making one. Not today, though. Not today, but I'm going to watch you. So I do want you to say hellos to Natalie, give her a wave. We do have other people in the kitchen. As usual, we've got John here. Hi, John, so they know you're here.
Hello.
We've also got Maria, and we've explained that Maria will be running over Natalie here, trying to get close-ups of what she's doing. And we've also got Natalie's friend Verona here, so we're just going to turn to this camera because Verona is filming for Natalie's Facebook page. So hello everybody on Natalie's page. So we're going to try and angle it so that you see both of us. John's going to give you a quick show of Natalie's cakes that she's brought as well, and they're amazing. She's brought some super things to show you, and then we're going to take a little preview shortly, and I'm going to show you the new goodies that we've got in the Sugar and Crumbs shop as well. All the things that are here for sale, they're only here as a one-off, so once they're sold, they're gone. That's the end of it. I'm not taking on Natalie's brand as a brand. It's something that's her own business, so we're just selling it here. So you've got basically till stocks are sold out. So if you like it, get online straight away, get it bought. It'll be the best thing you've ever bought. So I'm going to hand you over to Natalie. Okay. First of all, should we do some shout outs?
We can do. We've got quite an audience already. So apologies if we don't get everybody. We've got Richard Crompton, Joe Chaplin,
Just wait a minute. Richard
Hollywell.
Crompton, that's a new one.
Karen Carter, Pam Moore, Tammy Iddenden, Sherilyn Degg, Vanda Baker, Kathy Dance, Gillian Sansom, Sherry Shingler, Caroline Horn, Helen Price, Julia Richards, Wendy Rome Wilson Leonard, Robert Allen, Chris Gill, Rachel William, Joe Fitchett, Zoe Kennedy.
All eyes on you, Natalie.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is John shouts out 200 names, and then you know those people are watching.
We can't get to that many. We've got a lot of viewers already. So
right, good. It's flying by. So make sure you give her the thumbs up. Let her know how well she's doing. I'm going to be reading your comments, and I'll shout them out as fast as I can. So it's over to you, young lady.
Okay. Hi everybody. So yeah, I'm Natalie. I run Immaculate Confections down in Hertfordshire. So I am quite away from home. I'm sure you're all aware that the weather has been forecast for absolute doom this week, so I'm sincerely hoping that we make it the 220 miles back home, otherwise I'm going to be moving in with John and Carol for the rest of the week. What have we got today? So Rapid Rose and Perfect Peony. It's the method that I use to make roses and peonies, as you might imagine. Little range of products that we've got. This is what it looks like. This is your Rapid Rose. I will show you how it works, and then at the end of it I'll talk you through the various bits we're using and the bits we've got for sale, because we've got a couple of kits and a couple of bundles going for it. So yeah, shall we do roses first? Shall we do roses? Let's do roses.
Can I just stop you, Natalie, just for a moment? We're just having a bit of a problem with your camera. We're zooming it that way, and you're sideways on your line.
Oh, am I? Hi everybody.
So just tell them that we're going to stop it and start it again.
So we're stopping the feed on my page.
we're keeping going.
Sugar and Crumbs is keeping going.
We're keeping going.
I can't cope with this. And then we're going to start again on Immaculate Confections in a minute, hopefully the right way up, because apparently I'm sideways. So maybe if I stand like in the middle, we'll get something going. Yeah. So I am going to waffle on about some things whilst we're doing that. So I teach, which is always fun. I absolutely love teaching. And one of the classes we're running at the minute, I'm just going to grab this wee little cake, is this one here. Is that in shot?
Alright, then I'll put it down in the middle.
Oh,
That'll be
okay.
perfect.
There we go. So yeah, this is one, if you keep an eye out on my Facebook page or sign up for the newsletter on the website, you'll see when we're doing it again. It is a wicked cool class to teach, because with that bark effect and stuff, they always come out kind of the same but different. So I love teaching that. And we've also got a new one at the minute, which is all of these bits here, which is all the fillers, buds and berries, all the cute little bits. So again, that we've got a couple of dates for that in London. Next one's 19th of May, and then this is going to travel with me to hopefully Southend-on-Sea, and with any luck Norfolk as well. So I'm starting to get around a bit.
And you know what, Natalie, it's good, you need to tell them where you are going, because I get so many people saying there's nothing down south. There's no classes down south.
Really?
And I would have thought you'd have all had the classes down south. So you need to show out those classes and where you're going to be.
So yeah, no, there's that. So follow the Facebook page, because you'll always see about it on there. And yeah, if you go on my website, which is Immaculate Confections, so boob shop for you all there, it's all for the t-shirt, then you will see on there's various places you can sign up for the newsletter. And
just turn that cake around so that the flowers are facing that one over there.
This
Perfect.
one is right here. Okay, this
Perfect.
is all very technical. Are we all good if I start making roses?
Yes.
Okay, because I think I might have run out of waffles, so I'm just going to pop this back over here.
No worries.
Carol can take over.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've taken that like and share off.
So I need to keep everything here. First thing we want is some flour paste. So I tend to always use Squire's flour paste. It's available online with sugar and crumbs, so you can get some of it there. It comes in various colours, but I always like to colour it myself, assuming that I can open the packet. Alright, bear with me here. There we go. So flour paste it's the firmest of the family of pastes. So you've got fondant at the bottom, that's your softest one that you'd use to cover a cake. Modelling paste in the middle, good for making models. And then flour paste is the one that will dry completely solid. So it's perfect for flowers, and in fact, I can show you one here. So this is one of the roses, here's one I made earlier. And you can see, like, it's totally rock solid. So that's because it's flour paste. And with your flowers, that's what you want. It's something that dries really hard, so that you can, you know, manipulate the paste, move them around, arrange them on your cakes and so on and so forth. So when you get your flour paste out of the packet, give it a good knead, because you want to warm it up, get it nice and malleable and stretchy, and activate all the gums in it, because it's the gums that, well, make it stretchy, as gum would suggest. And then we're going to colour it. So Colour Splash Colours, we're going to use a little bit of orange on this one.
Just been asked, do you do, Tracy Hannaford says, do you do any classes between Brighton and Worthing? And Robert Allen says, there's no classes up North East.
Oh God, let's see, I can't do two things at once. I can't answer questions and fake flowers. Okay, it's going to be a long night. So Brighton and Worthing, no, but if you know of a venue, do let us know and I will gladly get in touch with them. Not a million miles from me. I'm in sort of East Hertfordshire, kind of north of London, so Brighton and Worthing is doable. And North East, is that like where? Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Okay, yeah. Good. Sorry, shameless southerner here. I haven't got beyond Birmingham or clueless. Again, if you know a venue, let me know and I will be more than happy to get in touch with them, because I have cake will travel, as they, well, I don't know, do they say that? I say that. Right, this here, it's just a little bit of petal base. It's basically fatty, greasy stuff, just so that you're not sticking to everything everywhere. We're going to drop a bit of colour in. The trick with colour is to go easy to begin with, because you never quite know how dark a shade you're going to get until you've mixed it up. And I will say this at least another 40 times tonight, but you can always add more colour, but once it's there, you can't take it away. So you can see a little bit pale for us yet, so let's plop in a little bit more. And actually, I really like this shade of orange, because if you've got just a little diddy bit of it there, you get that lovely peach. But we're going to go for something a little bit brighter tonight and do ourselves a...
We've got loads of fabulous comments. They're all loving the roses. They're all excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous, so you're being really sweet. So yeah, I reckon that, in fact, I'm going to do it just a little bit darker, because why not? See, I like bright colours. I think pastel things are all fine and dandy, but sometimes, especially when the weather's all gloomy and whatnot, you just want something a little bit livelier. So we are getting there with that.
Chris Porter says, hello, Missy.
Oh, hi Chris, that's my husband. Hello husband.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, dutiful husband, tuning in.
I never
from
clicked
London.
Chris Porter. Oh, well, that's good that the husband's paying attention.
It is. Right. Okay, so we've got our paste, and you can see in comparison to when I took it out of the packet how stretchy it is, and it is that stretch that will let you roll it really thin and get those delicate looking petals for your flowers. So what am I doing now? I'll move these out of the way. The first thing we want to do is make our bud for the rose. So these are the polystyrene balls hot glued onto a toothpick. You can totally make these yourselves. Balls off eBay, Amazon, wherever you fancy. Toothpicks from the supermarket, and then a hot glue gun which will cost you about £5 in Hobbycraft, and assemble them. Couple of reasons for doing it this way. Mostly that they are super light, so you're saving weight, which makes it easier when you're attaching them to the cake, and equally because it is on a toothpick, personally I'm happy putting them straight into a cake. Whether or not you guys do is up to you, but we eat all sorts of things off a toothpick, so
Well, to
I'm
be
cool with
fair,
that.
toothpicks, those little cocktail sticks, we call them toothpicks, but the cocktail sticks.
The cocktail
are-
sticks, yeah, cocktail sticks
So,
is nicer
yeah.
than toothpicks.
So you can put them straight into cake, can you? Because
So yeah, it's just, well, it just makes it convenient. It's a
Yeah.
little bit easier.
that's why the cocktail sticks, because you have your cherries and all that stuff put on them.
You
which
do
is all
olives,
edible. Yeah,
or
olives, yeah.
cheese and pineapple in a little
Yeah.
porcupine at a kid's
So you
party.
can put them in
And
each
this
side.
is really cool. So yes, start with one of those. You can totally make them yourself. We used to sell them. Now we only really do samples because my husband and I, God bless him, got completely sick to death of gluing them together. So there's instructions for you guys to do that now.
It's an easy job.
It is indeed. So we start off with one of those. First thing you want to do is a little ball of paste. Make it into a little cone. Wet the top of your bud.
And it's the only difference from using the ball ones as opposed to the ones with the little, you know, like the cell buds. The ones that are a bit pointy. You can use
There's
those as
not,
well.
yeah, not a significant difference at all. If you've got a pointy one, you would want to replicate just a little bit what I'm about to do here. So
Yeah.
that wee little cone, stick him on top and smush it down. And the reason for that is that we've now made the ball into a bud shape, but it also means that the colour in that central bit is the same as your flower. So you're not going to have a weird little bit of white poking out.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it with a cell bud, all you've got to do is just take a tiny little bit of paste like that, and again
Yeah.
you're just squishing it on top.
Yeah.
Because then if you've got a dark colour like this one, that central bit is the same colour as the rest of the flower.
Yeah.
Right, so that's your first bit, and I'm going to put this here. Is that in shot? It doesn't have to be. But
If you keep your hand down, you're in shot.
oh,
there,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
Are you all right standing up, or do you want a chair?
I think I'm okay standing up.
Yeah.
I think the adrenaline is
Yeah.
keeping me.
Well, you've
Keep
got a
me
lot of
quite
positive
happy.
stuff. You know, you've got a hell of a lot of viewers watching you.
Excellent.
There's 289 on our page at the moment.
Wow.
So you're doing very well.
Super. Right. Tiny little bit of corn flour, just so that we're not all sticking. We're going to roll that out, and we only need a single petal to start with. This is the only bit of the process that uses a single petal. And for this size bud, I'm going to use the 9cm cutter, but I will explain a little bit more about all of that at the end for you. So one petal to begin with, press it, give it a wiggle. If it's wiggling around, then you know you're going to get a nice clean cut. Pop it out. And actually, if I were doing this properly, you want to put your flour paste in a little baggie so it doesn't dry out, but I am
Do you want a
lacking.
little bag, John? They're behind John.
If you have one, I am lacking in the baggie.
There's those bags. You've got them next door down. Just so we can tell everybody, a few people have asked where can they buy things like the water pen. Natalie will be telling you about all the bundle deals that she's doing, so just hold on guys, let us show you how to make a rose, then she'll tell you about all the deals, and then she'll make some peonies for you, okay? So if you all wait, you'll find out where you can buy everything.
You will indeed. So here you go, look, good practice. Keep your flour paste wrapped up because it does dry out really quickly. That can stay there. So, single petal, got your foam pad.
Janet Brown's asking where in Southend, please.
if you're doing it with a ball tool, you just want to thin out that one side of the petal, like that. Also works with your rolling pin, but only if you've got a nice rounded end on it, but either will do. The first thing we're going to do that's different to sort of the more traditional and conventional ways of making roses is that first petal goes on sideways. So we'll flip him over, wet the back, and you can see it's just that sort of bottom half of the back. Your bud goes in the middle, and you want that little gap just there, and I will do this, hopefully, if you guys tell me if it's not visible, because this is the bit that people tend to struggle with. So, got him on there.
John?
No, it's fine.
You want to wrap the point in and get that, and you can see it's kind of come round and down so that you've got that nice little curl at the top there, and then the other side pulls round and goes on top so that you can get a perfect little spiral for the centre of the rose. And like I say, that's the bit that folk tend to find just a little bit difficult to begin with, but the more you practice, the better you get, as with any of these things. So back to our flower paste. Go for a slightly bigger chunk. And just roll it out. And again, if you're sticking to everything, just a tiny little bit of corn flour will sort that out. See, look, it gets fluffy. Everything always gets fluffy. I swear, you could be sat naked in a hermetically sealed room and there would still be fluff in your pale colours. But what can we do? So I'm just putting a little bit of corn flour on the back. Again, just so that it's moving around. So this is the same size cutter as before, because for each rose you only use the one size. Pop it on, press firmly and give it a wiggle. Get rid of that excess. Just going to pop that there. And again, with any cutter, if you just give it a little rub with your palm, it's just pushing the flour paste inside the cutter, so you're going to get a nice cut with it. Pop that out, back onto your foam pad. Again, ball tool or rolling pin. I'm always a rolling pin girl with these things. I think it's just more comfortable to hold. I'm just going round the sides, and it's just that curvy bit. You haven't got to worry about doing the flat bit and the split between them. And you can see, you don't want to make it frilly, don't want to be too heavy about it, you just got a nice soft wave. That then goes onto your rapid rose pad. So this is what one of these is. And like Carol said at the end, we'll give you the lowdown on the who, what and where of getting them. And they all do come with a tutorial as well, so I'll show you guys that at the end. So you want to flip the flower upside down on there, a little bit of water in the middle, and then just a little line up each edge, like that. And then your rosebud goes through the centre, and then hopefully, as you can see, what the pad's doing is just holding those petals up so they're not flip-flopping about, they're not going to fall off, they're not going to crack, dry, etc. You need to pick a petal and attach one side of it. You then take the opposite petal and attach the same side, like that, and then those open bits come round the side like so. So from those two petals you get your very first row of petals. I keep saying the word petal repeatedly, but you get what I mean. So, like we said, each one does come with a tutorial that takes you step by step, dozens of pictures going through all of this, which is always helpful. And we're going to use the next 3 petals to make our second row. So it's the same thing, we're attaching one side of them and then bending that other side round on top, like that. We can get him out of the way, press the base down, and because we've got the polystyrene hot glued onto the cocktail stick, you can be quite firm with that because nothing's going anywhere. And then it is just a case of very gently tweaking those petals back ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And if you want to, or you need to, you just want a pokey tool. This is my favourite one for doing it. You can just go give everything just a wee little nip, tuck and nudge so it's in the right place. So that, very quickly, is your rosebud. So if you wanted to, you could stop at that point if you just wanted a little rose or a rosebud to go with some bigger roses and so on. We can add some more petals to it. So we'll just grab that flower paste back and roll out another one. See, I've already made such a mess. Expand into the available space. It doesn't matter how much space there is available. I just make
You
more
take it
and more
all
mess
over,
till
don't
it's
you?
filled.
I'm the same.
Right. So roll that out again. And you want it sort of fairly thin, about a millimetre I should say. Doesn't need to be super thin because you're going to use the ball tool on the edge of those petals, and that's what will give it the look of being very thin. But because of how we've constructed it, you've still got quite a bit of strength at the base of the flower. Right. Put that there. So again, a little bit of cornflower on the back, just so he's moving. Ooh, just big enough. Just. Little wiggle. Take all that away. Okay, and then this wants to come out onto your foam pad again. And it's really important to remember to put it on your foam pad, because if you try and do the ball tool on a hard surface, then you're just going to destroy the paste and it will get smushed. And that's
Yeah, a lot of people don't
always a bit
realise that.
sad.
They don't realise how important a foam pad is.
Yeah, you can see sort of one's putting a fair old bit of pressure on it, so it's quite resistant, but it's soft enough that when you're using the ball tool, it will sort of stretch the flower paste out.
Janet Brown says, I feel an ABBA song coming on. Money, 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 I'll be spending money. Well done, Janet.
Indeed. So same thing, you just want that soft wave, a soft undulation, if you will, as opposed to anything too frilly. And then this time, you're going to use your fingers and just curl those edges back a little bit before we put it onto the rosebud. Now, this is where I always say when I'm teaching that everybody does this slightly differently. I tend to make my roses quite sort of bloomy and open. If you like yours a little bit closer together, that's cool. You like it more pointy, less pointy, whatever, absolutely fine. Kind of go with your gut and find your own style with it. So he's going upside down onto your pad again. And then it is the same deal with the water. Spot in the middle, line up each side. That, and then we're going to put the rosebud through the centre. So again, you can see it's holding those petals up. So similar as we were before, you start attaching the one side there. You then attach the same side of the next one, but instead of waiting until the end this time, you're going to put that second bit straight on top. And if you follow that all the way round, kind of makes like a interlocking sort of fish scale pattern. If we've done it right, that very last open bit is going to go right on top of that first bit that you attached. So again, pop him upside down, press that down, and like I said, you can be quite firm because the strength of the flower comes from that polystyrene ball. That you probably can't see because my hands are in the way. But yeah, press that bit down, and then there we go, slightly bigger rose. And hopefully you guys can, you're with me on how quick and easy it is. So to get to this point, we just had that one petal in the middle and then two of these, and that's it. So yeah, I like doing it this way. So we'll put one more row of petals on it. There's, conventionally with roses, you've got your single petal in the middle, then two, then three, then five, and then seven, because you sort of increase by two as you go along. There is a way that you can get 7 petals on it.
It's beautiful, that, Natalie.
Thank you. So he'll come out looking something like this with the 7. And again, in the tutorial, it explains everything step by step. But I'm going to show you guys a little trick tonight. And
that's what they like, tricks.
Absolutely. Well, this is just something that I've...
Tricks of the trade, Natalie. They love those.
And this is something that I've just noticed over the years of making wedding cakes. Because all of this comes from making wedding cakes. And as we all know, making cakes is really time consuming. So any time that you can save yourself is all to the good, because when you're working, time is money, as they say. It's a terrible cliche, but it is very true. So we are going to just add 5 more petals to it. So So
Is
like
your
I
back
said,
broken?
Not yet.
Just laughing at Verona.
God bless
She
her, is
can't-
sitting there at a very peculiar
She
angle,
can't
so
have a
she'll be
drink,
fine.
she can't do nothing. We'll see if she wants an itch in a minute, then she'll be violent.
She is a good friend. She is totally my cake bestie, without doubt.
So lots of people are asking where your classes are. So they want to know where your classes are. Can you go up to Scotland? Looks like you're in demand around the UK.
Oh, Scotland's hopefully happening later this year.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot to
Are
say
you going
that.
to Paul Bradford's? Have you been there? You've been to it
Well,
recently?
so as it happens, not this Thursday, next Thursday, the 8th of March, there's a tutorial coming out with Paul Bradford
Yeah.
that we filmed in November,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. It was snowing then as well.
Oh,
Actually.
well,
Maybe that's
yeah.
what happens when I cake travel. Snow happens. So yeah, 8th of November. So again, keep an eye out on the Facebook page and sign up to that newsletter because I tend to sort of,
Yeah.
send stuff out when it's
Yeah.
when it's happening.
They're saying you make it look so easy, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It is
Can you
easy.
airbrush your roses?
You can do, but I'm more of a petal dust person. So what
Yeah.
we'll do is we'll give that a little while to dry, and then I'll sort of show you a couple of techniques petal dusting.
Yeah.
Because I just find with the petal dust and a brush, you've got a little bit more control over
Yeah.
where the colours sit in.
Yeah.
Where were we? Okay, so yeah, another 5. We're going to prepare this in precisely the same way that we did before. So we want looking for that soft wave around those petals. And like I said, you can totally do this with a ball tool as well. I just do it with the rolling pin. And mostly with the rolling pin, it's because when it's 2 o'clock and you've still got another dozen to make, you can kind of just hold it like a caveman.
Do you ever get fed up of making roses?
Do I get fed up of making roses? I don't know if I can answer that question in an entirely professional manner. No, I don't. I love doing it. I have made literally thousands
Good girl.
of these. No, I do. I do enjoy doing it. And I like playing with the colours and seeing what sort of different effects you can get with the paste and the dust and stuff. So yeah, we're just folding that back. And you see, the thing is that having made that wave with the ball tool, hopefully you can see there, it's almost folding itself anyway, so you're just kind of accentuating what's going on there anyway.
Right, so can I ask you a question? Claire Barnes says, do we just blob the hot glue onto the polyball, then push the stick in, or do we make a hole first?
No, just tiny little dot on the ball, then just shove the stick in.
Right, so a tiny little dot of the glue, and then shove the stick in. There you go, Claire.
And the only thing you want to watch with your glue gun is that you get a low melt one, not a high melt one, because if the glue is too hot, it will start melting the polystyrene, and then that just gets messy because everything's stringy and it's just everywhere. So yeah, you just want like the cheap ones out of the range or Hobbycraft or somewhere for like £5.
Yeah.
And that'll do the trick. So again, yeah, spot in the middle, line up each side. So yeah, this is another unconventional thing, right?
No
So
worries.
technically we should have 7 petals here.
So Karen Naylor says, the one that you're making now, how long will that take to dry?
With sugar flowers, if you can leave them overnight is best, because then they'll have gone rock solid, and it just means that you can touch and work with them, do what you need to do when you're dusting them. But obviously here, I'm just going to hurry it along a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've attached that.
Do you need to be
Exactly
under
the
this
same
camera,
way.
John? Does she need to be under it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
there
it.
you go. It's difficult, it's very easy to come up to your eye.
It is, I know,
But you have to,
sort of
that's why I said, do you want a chair?
No, it's alright. It's alright. So yeah, those 5, attach them there.
And you have to try and not to look at it and do it backwards.
Yeah, do you know what? It's not looking at it that's the hard bit, because you naturally turn everything towards
Yeah,
you, which
you've got
is
to turn
away
it to
from the
them.
camera.
Up to the camera.
So that there, you've got 2 rows of 5 petals. So it does look a wee bit different than the one with 7, but I personally think it does not look different enough as to make it unusable.
Yeah, there you go.
And
That looks stunning.
I think it's certainly fair to say that I've not yet met a bride or a customer who goes to the church, gets married, goes to the venue with her new husband, and then goes and counts how many petals there are on the roses on her wedding cake. I think that pretty much just doesn't happen. So yeah, any bit of time you can save yourself, really. So 2 rows of 5 will do it.
Well, I have to say that looks stunning, and I've never counted petals on a
Well,
rose.
exactly. So
So
yeah.
we're all saying it's gorgeous, beautiful, thank you.
Pleasure, thank you guys. So yeah, super simple. with this one here, single petal in the centre, it's just 3 of those. As you can see, they're really, really quick to make. If you are making lots of them, then you can set up a one-woman conveyor belt. So you do all your buds, do all the single petals, then do the first one and so on.
Yeah.
And of course, one thing you can do with flower paste is if you wanted to cut out a whole load of the petal shapes, if you put them in a plastic wallet, just like one of those paper organisy things, then that will keep it moist enough that you can use it, you know, as you go along.
Yeah.
And I'm just holding them upside down for a second.
I've got the Stay Fresh mats, they're good as well.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
So that, just anything like that, because then you can roll a whole load out, cut them, pop them under your Stay Fresh mat, and then use them as you go. So I will stick him down there. So what I shall do is I'm going to show you the kits we've got, and the bits and bobs, to give that just a little bit of a chance to dry, and then we'll come back and put some petal dust on it.
So while you get your kits together, I'm just going to tell them a couple of things, a couple of questions that have been asked. Okay, so you get your kit together. So guys, you're asking lots of questions. We're going to answer them all. The sugar paste that Natalie's using tonight is Squire's Kitchen sugar paste. Here it is. And we sell them on our website. Now, Natalie has coloured hers tonight with the colour splash gel. So you're all asking how she colours it. We've actually got a full range of colours. Let me just grab them all for you. So if you don't want to colour, let me just tell you what we've got here. So you hold your rows. So we do the 1 kilo packs, which come in white, which they're great value, but you must make sure, if you don't use it all, keep it wrapped up in an airtight bag, a Ziploc bag. And I was told a little tip as well, that if your sugar paste, did you know this, that if your sugar paste goes really hard, put it into a plastic container with half a lemon, leave overnight, and it'll soften again.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll report back.
So the Squires, we've got it in yellow, we've got it in Christmas red, holly, ivy green, ruby, which I thought was really nice because it's very hard when you're colouring and you need to put a lot of colour in. So we've got pale pink. That's an easy one to do yourself. And it's easy, they actually sit, they're all in 100-gram packs apart from a couple of them, and the pale pink comes in 200 grams for exactly the same price as the other ones. So does the cream at 200 grams. Burgundy and the eucalyptus comes in 200 grams. And they're all £4.05 a pack. So those are on the website as well. Everything else that Natalie's going to show you, she's got 3 bundles plus the mat to tell you. There's different sets, so she's got the big bundle, which I'll tell you about. There's mats, the foam mats here, we do them in red, and we do it by FMM. And we've also got the Wilton set of 3. Petal paste that she's using is also on our website as well. And classes, lots of you have asked about classes. She will tell you about them all. She can't list them all, but you know what, afterwards, message me after and I will forward them all on to Natalie, and then she can tell you where all the classes are, because she'll be here all night otherwise. But we keep having loads of questions about what's going on in Southend. Natalie's got a class at Fabricate in Southend, that's all.
That's it.
Do you want to tell them when it is?
Well, in July, I can't remember the date. The
Right.
plan was July. See, these are all plans. None of it's like been completely confirmed. I mean, it's going to have to happen now. So yeah, Hayley, if you're out there, we've got to do it.
And she's also got a tutorial with Paul Bradford. How cool
She does.
is that?
She does, yeah,
That's when I was trying to get hold of you and you were up there filming. Kept getting messages back, I'm away at the moment. And then you disappeared on a little romantic break with hubby. So we'll leave Natalie back to it again now. She'll show you all the different sets. They're all available on our website and they're until stocks have sold out, okay? So grab them while you can.
So we have got, the rapid raise, that's the pad, that is the important bit because that is what makes it easy to use those fine petal cutters. Inside each one, just behind, if I open it, just behind the pad there is a link to the tutorial on the website so that you can go and download it. The tutorial looks like this, and you can see it is being hand-fisted here. But yeah, pages and pages of super detailed step-by-step instructions so that you've got that sort of guiding hand while you're working on it and to remind you what's going on. So pads are available, $5.95 for one of those. That comes with the tutorial. We do an essential kit, so it's your rapid raise 2 sets of cutters. So you've got the sort of normal sized ones and then the extra large ones. And then we do an ultimate bundle that's got all of that in it, a water pen, because those are the most handy things. And then we also chuck in a sample of the polybuds, just so that from the second it arrives on your doorstep, you can get cracking and have a go with them. And just in terms of those different sizes of cutters, I'll just show you, and you guys have got to tell me where to put them so they're in the right place. Is this a good place? Okay. So
just let me tell you, just so if you're a bit flustered there, everybody, Daisy, our big dog, decided she's taken a liking to Natalie and has done nothing but come in the kitchen to see her tonight. So she's just come in then, and she never comes in.
Do you know what? I'm totally a cat person. Like, I'm good with dogs, but I'm a cat person, so I'm coping really well with this.
She's never let herself in at all. And Maria saw her, and I thought, "Where's Maria going?" There's Daisy there, like, "Oh, no, Natalie."
So yeah, the different sizes. So yeah, there's 6 cutters. If you get the bundles, you've got 6 cutters. That makes 6 different sizes. As you saw from that demo there, you're only using 1 cutter for each rose. It's the same size repeated. You don't have to scale the size up or anything. So the littlest cutter makes this littlest rose, and as you can imagine, increasing in size up to this biggest one there, and hopefully you guys can see you can actually make them a little bit bigger than that because you can put another row of petals on. But yeah, that's with those bundles, you're getting the ability to do all those different sizes basically. Petal Dust.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Nicola has asked, do you post out to Northern Ireland? Do you do?
Yes, I certainly do. Do you guys?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do, yeah.
We all post everywhere, so that's all good. International shipping for everybody. So yeah, we'll just do a little bit of Petal Dust, and I will leave that there. So you always want a nice bit of kitchen paper for your Petal Dust, because you can dab out a little bit from the pot, pop it on the kitchen paper, and sort of wash your brush off with it.
They're all laughing about, what was that guy who was doing the TV in it?
It was something to do with the North Korean crisis.
Yeah, and his daughter walked in, and his
yeah,
the mother comes running through.
Yeah.
They're all talking about that now, saying they're waiting for the kiddie and the kiddie walker to come through now. So we're doing a yellow one. Oh, you're going to tint it with yellow line.
Yes, so we've got a little bit of yellow and then a little bit of orange to make it brighter. And oh, there we go. See that I get everything everywhere. So like I said, on the kitchen paper, it means you can load your brush up, dust it off slightly. And then with roses, the best way to do it, and you can see like he's wiggling because he's still soft. So we're just going to
move this way a little bit, please. Just this way.
This way?
Perfect.
This way, okay.
Perfect.
So you always want to go from the outside in with a nice soft brush, so that you are just catching the edges of those.
You've got to shout louder, apparently. They
Oh,
can't
okay,
hear you.
sorry.
They can hear my big god going, but they need you to shout louder.
So Petal Dust on roses from the outside in.
Which petal dust do you use?
So they catch the edges. This one here, this is Colour Splash Sunflower, I believe.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sunflower. So
And you can buy the Colour Splash off our website, it's all there.
sure can. So just a little bit on those edges. Taking a wee while.
Some people have chose us over Mary Berry. Thank you, Janet.
Ah.
You can go watch Mary Berry on Catch Up.
Oh, she's got her, it's the classics thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So everyone probably heard that. Thank you for whoever just ordered something on Etsy. let's acknowledge that elephant that just walked in the room.
I didn't know what that was.
That's what, yeah. Right, so you can see we just sort of brightened that up a bit with the yellow there, and I'll just stick some on the edge of those outside ones. And again, I told you I would say this a whole bunch of times. Trick with colour, easy as you go, little bit at a time, because you can always add more, but once it's on there, you can't take it away. That is a personal mantra where these things are concerned. Right, so we've brightened him up.
So when you've got your hand on the pad, that's the perfect spot for everyone to see that flower.
Down here.
Yeah. You just keep lifting it up.
If I lean
Are you
down
sure you
here.
don't want that chair?
No, it's fine. So we've gone around it with the yellow, and you can see that's just brightened it up a little bit. And I've now got a tiny bit of orange.
So Nina Gordon, the link is on the top of our post today. So if you, when we finish this live, all the links are on there for the cutters, Nina.
So yeah, that little bit of orange, and again,
Teresa, we do ship to the United States. You'll need to message us. If you message us, Teresa, we do ship to the United States. It's just that it goes by weight, so we have to find out what you want to order first, and then we get a price for you. Geraldine said it's so pretty and a very elegant rose.
Ah, thanks, Geraldine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just going around with just a tiny little bit of that orange, and again, it's right on the edge of those petals, just darkening it up, so that you're building in a little bit of depth to the colour. And that is a lot of the time what will help give you the sort of realistic look. And
keep your hand down.
Sorry. It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah. And try to aim it so they can see it.
You
can't
see
you have to do
No,
it
that's
blindfolded.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to do it blindfolded so they can see.
Because I can't see what I'm doing now. So here's another top tip for you, right? When you're working with petal dust, sometimes you'll want to like blow on the flower to remove any excess. Always turn your head. Because otherwise what you do is you blow onto where you've got all the dust, and then 3 days later you're wondering why the entire kitchen is still green. So I think that's a mistake that we've all made and regretted at different points.
Nina says she can't do roses, but looking at this she thinks she can now.
You've got to give it a go.
Yeah.
And it's just, I say,
I'm definitely going to give it a go. I went on an all-day class. It took me all day to make one. I want to make one in 5 minutes like you.
Well, see, but this is the thing, whether you're a hobbyist or you're doing it professionally, the quicker you can do something, the better. And I think with a lot of flowers and stuff, none of us have got the time to be taking hours making flowers, especially if you've got, you know, a dozen of them going onto a cascade on a cake or something like that. So the more efficient you can be.
And you know, it's so lovely that you're doing a different coloured rose. We see pink of everything.
Oh, I get
So it's so lovely, but it's nice to see an orange rose with that, with the yellow to it. It's beautiful.
Right. So I'm just going to give him a little blow on it. I think we need just a tiny bit there, but yeah, I reckon he's probably about right. So hopefully the cameras are picking up the sort of subtlety of the colours there, but it just, with the petal dust, you get so much more intense colours, and everything's always brighter. You can get that nice colour gradient where it's going from the orange to the yellow and the peaches and stuff. And yeah, I really like petal dust. I get a bit overexcited. So yeah, okay, so there's your rose, basically.
Absolutely beautiful. Well, what do you think of that, guys? Come on, give those love hearts.
Oh,
That's amazing. They'll have you here all night. Let them know what you think of it. I know you all love it.
Carol has said that Natalie's so helpful, and she's had so much help with her roses, and the tutorial's brilliant.
Thanks,
So
Carol.
thank you.
Well, all the love hearts are flying by. They absolutely love it. So thank you very much.
Which is great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to be nervous now. You
No,
should
we're all good now.
You should have now all settled down now, Natalie.
I'm just getting rid of all of
You
that.
started speaking, we've told you where the camera is, the dog's been in to see you.
Do you know, that happened up at Paul Bradford's as well. He's got two golden retrievers. They are
Classic, yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the younger of them, Paco, just followed me around the place.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't mind dogs. I have no problem with dogs, but I'm not a dog person. I am a cat person.
I don't know what you've done to Daisy because
you
she's so lazy. That's why she's called Daisy. But she has done now but cry to come into this kitchen tonight.
I think it's because they know I'm not a dog person, so they
Yeah.
follow you around to make the point that, like, you know, we're so wonderful, you should love us. You know. I do, just not in my house. Right, cool. So yeah, there's your rose. And if anyone has any like rose specific questions, holler them at me because I'm just going to sort the bits out.
Did
for
you
the peony.
explain all the bundles or just one?
I explained the rose ones
The rose
because the
ones.
peony comes as
Next,
a
right,
sort of
okay,
separate
that's
thing.
great. So while you do that, let me just see if there's any questions there. They're saying marvellous. Natalie's going to set up for her next bit, so let me just go through a few of the questions, what you were asking. I know you all think it's absolutely stunning, exciting. Let's see if John can zoom in on a couple of those cakes while Natalie sorts out.
Somebody asked about the white board that you were rolling on, where that comes
This?
from.
Yeah.
They are just, do you guys stock any
I
cooking?
don't stock
Oh,
them, no.
they're just they're just rolling out boards. This one specifically, it's a cell cakes one. I bought it for no reason other than it was pale. A lot of the time the ones you see they're green, which is so that you can see like white flowers when you're making them and stuff. But because I shoot a lot of tutorials, I wanted something that was pale because everything was looking ugly on the dark green. Because, you know, like I said, I'm obsessed with coloured stuff. But this one's cool because it's flat on one side, but if you turn it over, it's got the grooves in there. And what that is for, if you roll your paste out over that, you get a nice little ridge on the back. So if you're making wired leaves or petals, it gives you space to put the wire. So this one's kind of multi-functioning. Okay, so I'm just going to wash my hands quickly because it's sticky.
Yep, super, no worries. So while you wash your hands, let me tell everybody about the new products that are in. So while Natalie gets ready and washes her hands, John, can you give Natalie the towel, please? And while Natalie gets ready, just let me tell you about some of the new products. Well, I've realised that over the weekend you lot are a nation of alcoholics because we launched the 2 new flavours. Gin and tonic, flavoured icing sugar, non-alcoholic, okay, and the Prosecco, non-alcoholic. You've gone crazy. What's wrong with you guys? You've gone absolutely mental. I have never sold so much icing sugar in my life. And these have gone out for fun. They're great tasting and we've done a deal on them, 2 for £4. You can buy them individually, £2.50, that's the offer. They should be £2.99, but individually £2.50, or you can buy 2 for £4 bundle deal. Don't worry if we run out of stock. As soon as I see we run out of stock, I will put it back into stock. We have got loads of it in, but I'm just monitoring what's going through at the moment. Okay, so I just didn't realise. I thought, you know what, I'm going to stop selling any other sugar. You're all alcoholics. Tell me what other alcoholic flavours you like, and let's see if we can get them made as well. So, but I'm going to do little cupcakes with these on Thursday. So we'll talk about those again on our live on Thursday morning. So new that's in as well. I brought in some mini foils. Let me just show you some of the colours of these. So we've got some mini foils that come in. They come in packs of 500. So these are really, really very pretty. So they're packs of 500. They're on the website, and we've got them in orange. Are we on here, John? Orange, green, pink, white. We've got this lovely blue colour, gold, black, and this lovely red colour. They're on offer on the website. Don't ask me how much they are, I can't remember. I put them on earlier, but they come in packs of 500, and these are great for your small little cuppies. So let's just tell you about those. I'll have Natalie back to you, she's having a breather. So put those there for you guys. And then we've got the new, so you've got these cupcake boxes in. So I told you about these a few weeks ago. Let's just open one up. So these are great, okay, so you can put in here 6 large cupcakes, or you can turn it over and have 12 mini ones. So those mini foils that I've just told you about is great, isn't it? Because so many times we get asked for, you know, not everybody wants a lot, and I think they're great for the nifty nozzles as well, because a lot of people say you put a lot of buttercream on the cake, so do the smaller cakes. And so this comes with this inside, so you've got 12 cupcakes that side, or you can turn it over and have 6 cupcakes there. This box comes in 2 colours. Let me just put the inside back in. So it comes in the gold and silver, and the pink and blue. And just so you know, guys, this Sugar and Crumbs label, when you see it, that doesn't mean your boxes come with the Sugar and Crumbs label. It's just that I like to put the logo on all our images, so that's what that's there for. But when you get them, they are no label. So they come in pink and blue and the gold and silver. And then new out now, these have just arrived in stock today. Let me see if I can open these. So these are fabulous. These have just come out, these gorgeous gold and white baking cups to go with this set. So they've come out, gold and white baking cups. There you go, you can see those. I'll just pick up the stuff I'm throwing on the floor. And then they brought out the blue, and I'm just waiting for the pink. So I don't know whether you can see the blue there, rather than me open it. Can you see that? Yeah, so you've got the blue ones that would go with this blue set, and then we're just waiting for the pink to come out. They're really very, very pretty. So they're all on the website. So let me just move that out of the way. destroying everything here of Natalie, so I hope I don't bash your roses for you. 1 second. And we've also got the mini wraps as well that have come in. Just let me put these away, guys, 1 second. So the mini wraps are coming. These are in packs of 200, actually there might be 200 or 500, I have to just double check. But we've got those in 3 colours, caramel, white and dark chocolate. And they're the mini wraps, and these are beautiful, especially if you want to make small little cupcake bouquets. They're really very nice. They're on the website, and I think they're $2.99 for a full bundle. And what else have we got in here? Let me just see. Just tell you what's gone. Wilton's new trim and turn turntable, that's in. And I've also brought in the big boards, because there's that fabulous lady in Russia that you're all doing, what they called those big cakes made with the letters. Do you know what they're called, Natalie?
I have no idea, but
Yeah.
everyone will know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what they are. I've not had a go at doing one yet. We were just talking about it because they need to be made with biscuit, but some of you are making them with sponge. But you do need a big cake board. So these are the 16 by 20, so you can get both numbers on, or if you want to write them on. So these are in stock and they're on the website as well, and we've got the 14-inch by 14-inch as well. So those are all the new things that are on at the moment. Just thought I'd tell you about those. Give Natalie a little breather there. And let me take this out of the way, and I will let Natalie get herself set up again. And does anybody want to ask any questions, John? You coughed before, and I think Melanie had her headphones on and she nearly shot out of her chair.
Sorry, Melanie.
Oh my goodness. Wasn't expecting that. Right, so Natalie, do you want to set back up again?
Hi. So I was just looking at some of the questions there, so I'll answer a few of them. The dust, that was a combination of colour splash sunflower and then a little bit of colour splash orange dust on this one. And somebody asked about if we were doing white roses, would you put your dust on them? With white or cream ones, generally speaking, I don't put dust on them, just because you're kind of layering up the same colour. It doesn't make too much of a difference, and white flour paste is really white already. But what does look really nice on them is if you put like a pearlescent-y colour. So I think, yeah, look. So this one here, this colour splash one, is called Snowflake, and in fact, if I put some on my hand, like you do with like eyeshadow or something, can you see how it's got that sort of shimmeriness to it? So dependent on the style of cake you're going for, something like that just on the edge of the petals on a white rose would look really pretty. So right, let's put that away before I make a mess. Okay, so now we're going to make a peony. There are peonies here, so if I just shuffle this little fella in, is he in view? Okay, cool, so we'll do a peony. It's a similar method to the rose, but there are some differences, so I will talk you through that as we go. And we're going to want to colour up some more flour paste, assuming that I can actually get it out the packet. You just can't plan for these things sometimes, can you?
Helen Brown just asked a question. Do you use the cups instead of paper cases? Yeah, Helen, you're just baking the cups as well. It's just a different thing. It gives you an actually bigger cake. Carol, do we still have the smoothers by Barina? Yes, we do. We only have the Get a Grip smoother. I don't have the full set of the single plastic smoothers, Karen. Let's see. Melanie says she'll let you off, John.
Right.
So let's go back to Natalie. Where are we now, Natalie?
So, got some fresh flour paste out. This one, we're going to do this one nice pink, because I think peonies look just glorious.
They do look good. I think they look glorious in pink or ruby, don't they?
So this one here, this is Colour Splash Raspberry, and this is one of my favourite shades of pink, because it's just a beautiful, lively shade of pink. But it's not too princessy. So yeah, and that you can see as that mixes, it's just such a pretty such a pretty shade, is what I'm trying to say. So let's keep.
Well, they love that peony. I mean, that peony is pretty amazing, isn't it? I went to a whole day class making one of those as well, and it didn't succeed. All fell apart.
I'm getting sticky, so I'm just gonna smush a little bit of that petal base on.
We've definitely got a nation full of alcoholics. Baileys, Jack Daniels, Pimm's, crikey. What's wrong with strawberry milkshake?
I saw a few people asking if it's suggesting to do prosecco, but that's what one of the new ones is.
Yes,
isn't
it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's your answer to that, is that the prosecco.
It's already here.
Already here.
It's already here. Gin and tonic and prosecco is already here. Peach Bellini as well. Strawberry daiquiri we have. Pina colada. Peach Bellini is lovely. Yeah, it's really nice.
But like the actual one as well as the icing sugar, I'm sure.
It's got no alcohol.
Maybe we
in.
can have both together. Okay, so look, that's all nice and mixed there. And like I said, this Colour Splash Raspberry, it is just a glorious shade of pink. Yeah, it's not too bright, not too princessy, it's not too boring, it's still got a bit of life to it, so I do like this one a lot. For the Peony, you're starting off with a much bigger ball. These also come with a tutorial, and it explains, in both tutorials do actually, which size ball you want to use for which size cutter and stuff. So all that's there, because otherwise I just end up sitting here reeling off a list of largely meaningless numbers. So that's all in there in the tutorial.
Rachel's just asked, what did you put on your hands when they were sticky?
It's petal base. It's basically, like, you can see it in there. It's pretty minging, to be honest. It's just white fat, and it just greases you up a little bit so that you're not sticking to everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's different.
It's actually
about
quite good, but it is greasy though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And the greasy feeling lasts a bit longer than if you just do it with Trex, which is why I tend to go for that. It goes a bit further.
Yeah. And I used it for the first time the other week, and I thought, oh my goodness, I put too much on my hand here. You do only need a tiny bit, don't you?
You do, and if you do too much, it just kind of soaks in. So it's all right.
Yeah. Give you nice soft fingers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So a little bit of paste, rolled it out. To start this one off, so we're just going to cover the top of the ball. You could totally do this with a circle cutter if you wanted, but I tend to do it like this because it's just less kit that I'm carting around. So all I've done is just use that one petal to make a shape, more or less circular. And then you want to take your cutter and just gently, at a couple of angles, actually you can swap which bit you're using so it's all different. Just press that on, and then you've just got that sort of light impression on there, kind of giving the idea of a bud. Flip him over and wet the back with your trusty water pen. And see, I love these things because you can't spill them or knock them over or destroy all the things with a cup of water.
Yeah.
And then lift him up, smooth that down, and then that's going to just be that very central part of the peony. Right, actually I'm going to use a little bit more paste here because these are rather a bit bigger than the rose cutters, so we'll roll a little bit more out. And whilst I'm doing this, I have just realised that I have left a moderately important tool at home.
What have you left?
I have left the my Cellcraft veining stick. Do not laugh, John, this is not funny, this is a very serious matter. It's a veining
We
stick.
always have some sort of disaster.
There's always
Veining
something.
stick. Do you want me to go and find one? I've got one.
Do you?
Yeah, and I'm sure I've got the little veining mark. Do you want to give me a couple of minutes while
You can do.
you
Well,
waffle away and I'll go and find it.
well, if you can find that, it's they're either ceramic and white with the ridges on them, or Peony make a black one with the ridges on it. So yeah, that would be grand, yeah. Oh, there was going to be something, wasn't there? It was inevitable. See, and the annoying thing was when I was driving up, was it yesterday? I think that was yesterday. I don't know, so many things have happened in the last few days. I was thinking to myself, if I have forgotten anything, it's not completely desperate because I'm picking up Verona and Verona will have all the things. So as long as I just ask Verona for it, but I failed to do that as well. So, yeah. We can cut this out while we're here.
Gina just asked, how much paste would you need?
For a peony?
Yeah.
I'm going to consult my tutorial because I'm not sure off the top of my head. oh, we can do this. So this is the tutorial that comes with the Peony Cutters, which has got, so same thing, and what does this say? About 60 grams of flour paste will make a large peony. There you go. But yeah, like with the roses, it is step by step through all the various stages, right through to the end, where you've got a little bit about doing the petal dust as well. So this comes with the Peony Cutters, and there's, again, inside the packaging there's a little link that tells you where to go so you can download it. So that is useful. And what I'm going to do here is roll out a couple more of these. So it's going to be boring for a minute, but it does get us ahead to the next bit. So let's shove that in there. See, I have to say, this is kind of weird. So I demo at like at Cake International or at Squires. If anybody's down south on the, is it the 9th and 10th, the 11th? Must be the 10th and the 11th, the Saturday and Sunday, down at Squire's Kitchen. I will be there with my dutiful, wonderful husband, with all the Rapid Rose stuff and doing a couple of demos and things. So yeah, come catch up with us if you're
I take it that's March.
March. Is it not March yet?
No.
It's still February. The 9th and 10th of March, the weekend after next.
We just don't want people turning up in April.
No, we don't. So there's a vague grasp on reality in existence here, right? I have calendars and post-it notes at home that tell me what to do and when to do it. Yeah, the 9th and 10th of March, Squire's Kitchen. Thanks for that. So yeah, I'm just going to cut these out. And there was... Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, this is kind of weird. So demoing at shows and things, obviously I can see you all, so there's like a crowd of people and there's that, whereas this is kind of weird because I have Maria right here. Right here. Hi, Maria. And obviously just the guys in the room, so it's a bit strange, but then I also know that you're all there, so yeah, it's a new experience. So I will put this in our plastic bag as well. Oh, no, here's a little thing for you. So you know I said about how it dries out really quickly, and I don't know if you can see it on that there, but do you see where it's kind of cracked a bit and stuff? It's just because I left it out, so that's where that outside bit is dried, but as you pull it apart, the inside's still moist, is that the right word? But if you just give it a good knead, then you just kind of squash the dry bits back in, and then you can't tell that that was the case. So yeah, you always want to wrap it up, which is not what I'm doing. A veining stick may have arrived. It has indeed. Excellent. Super. Thanks, Carol.
That's okay. I'm amazed I got one myself.
It could have been worse, guys. It could have been something way more important though.
As you'll see, it's still new in the packet, never been used. I pull my stuff out.
Ooh, okay, so I'll use this one. But I pre-cut some, so we're ahead for the next bit. Right, so having cut that...
So let me just ask you a quick question. Jackie
Yes,
Richards
sorry.
says, how many layers of petals you got distracted?
On the peony?
Yeah.
Kind of as many as you want, really. So we'll keep adding more, and you can
Yeah.
see how it looks at each different stage.
Yeah.
Once you cut your shape out, you just want to use a little knife or a cutting wheel or whatever you fancy to just slip down in between those petals to separate them out. That goes onto your foam pad again, and then, where is it? Here. So ball tool around the edge, and hopefully you guys can see again. You're not going, well, personally I don't do them really frilly, but with a peony, if you wanted to make it super frilly, that would work. And again, I would say to everybody, just like have a play with it and see what you fancy and see how it looks. This is a veining stick. It's basically a stick, and it's got sort of an impression on it there, so that when you roll it over the petal.
So Lisa Quinney says, why is water being brushed on?
That's what sticks everything together. Oh look, I've squished it, but that doesn't matter, it will be fine. Actually, if I take that out of the way, because with this, if you've got a harder surface, is that showing up on the thing?
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, this stick is just a super quick way of just adding random veins to your petals, really, which I think on a peony does look really nice, and it's good if you've got the veins on there, because then when you dust it and everything, that's really fun.
I'm just wondering, yes, Claire, we do sell the water pens. They're on our website. And in fact, Natalie's got them in a complete set.
They are. They're in the ultimate bundle.
Yeah. She hasn't got to the ultimate bundle. Wait.
So your peony petals go on top of the rapid rose, because this works for that as well. And like we said, if I'd have known there would be peonies and other things that are going on with it, maybe we would not have called it rapid rose, because it does things more than roses. But anyhow, so similar as we did before with the roses, water in the middle. You want a line up each side. And with this one, I am also doing that little line in the middle, because we want just a little bit more, we want it to attach a bit more on this. The peony bud goes through the centre, and then this time you are just lifting those petals up. Now, peonies are quite a sort of messy looking jumble of petals, more so than a roses, because roses are quite structured and defined looking flowers. So with the peonies, there's not a particular order that you need to attach them in. I suppose the only thing I would say is that you want to avoid attaching them each layer in the same order, because then it will make a pattern, and then you'll notice the pattern and it will end up looking a little bit funny.
Chloe Goodship says, if you don't have a veining tool, can you use something else?
You can use a cocktail stick.
There you go, cocktail stick.
So good old trusty cocktail sticks again, eh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there. Melanie said, yeah, a wooden skewer, cocktail stick. There you go.
So you just, with this one, you just want to get that nice and folded over, because if you think how a peony.
Just drop it down.
Oh, sorry.
Back in view of the
That's
camera.
So they're nicely tucked over the centre of the ball there. Because with a peony, you know, they start off as a really, really tight ball, and then they sort of unfurl from the centre, so you want that middle bit. Here's one I cut earlier. So again, we're just going to split those petals separate.
Julie Finley, I think I've got the veining sticks by FMM. If I haven't, message me and I'll get one for you. I'm sure I've got the FMM veining sticks. Do they have a veining stick as well?
They have got a veining and fluting tool, we call it, which one end of it looks pretty much like that. So that's more, if you wanted to, you could use this, and the FMM's got an equivalent.
Yeah.
You'd be then sort of marking it on like that. So that would totally work as well.
We don't sell a lot of PMA, we tend to sell the FMM stuff.
Well, you know, a lot of it does a very similar job. So I need a cocktail stick. So
Pam said, wouldn't you vein it before you ball tool the edges?
No, because if you do that, you end up smushing out the veins.
Yeah.
So if you were doing it with a with a cocktail stick, slightly fiddlier, but you can see you can get a pretty good looking set of sort of
Caroline Horn now wants to make a peony.
veins on there. So I'm going to go back to my veining stick just because it's a little bit quicker. And you can press it quite firmly.
Yeah. We do sell the ball tools, Karen. So Karen Cowley says, do we sell the ball tools? Yes, we do. If you can't find them, guys, message me. I can pop the links up. But usually everything's under Sugarcraft Accessories, FMM or Bacon Accessories.
So he's veined. If you wanted to as well, if you were going for a frillier look, before you attach that, you can pop it back on and then just run around that edge again with the ball tool. These, like I said, with peonies, these are so much more fluid than the roses because they're sort of a frilly, jumbly mess of petals as opposed to a structured thing. So you can play a little bit fast and loose with the methods and stuff. So yeah.
Are you okay, Verona?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah. Don't want any water or anything?
Not yet.
True.
I'm really feeling for her. Do you remember those days, John?
I was just thinking, how would you know? You've never held it. You've never held an iPhone for 2 hours.
You just had to hold a big iPad, didn't you?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that big iPad.
At least
there.
That would be- yeah,
phone's light.
Yeah.
At least you've got your elbows.
Yeah, got rest.
Right.
Nice little arm rest here.
So the second lot of petals is going on pretty much similar as to the first one. And again, there really is not a prescribed order to do them. You just want to get them on there,
Flip it down, don't you?
flip it over, press down that bottom bit. And then with this again, because if you think it's unfurling from that ball, so you just want to make sure, just very carefully, that those petals are all sort of curved over and you know, as if they're unfurling. I've run out of the words to explain all of these things, so hopefully you're with me and can see what I'm doing. Okay, we'll do another one of those. And in fact, just to prove my point, I'll vein these ones first and then I'll do the ball tool. Because it really doesn't matter too much which order you do it in.
So Margaret Wells is jumping ahead of the game. How do you get the completed flower off the white ball? You don't.
No, you don't. That stays there.
You don't, Margaret. Wait and see what happens.
I've got Sue Creaser who's asked what size
Hi,
ball. What size ball are you using for the peonies?
I think for the littler peonies, I think it's a 40mm and a 45mm, but it will tell you in the tutorial because they're again, when it was just roses, I could remember all of these things, and then as it has expanded, my poor little brain can't retain all the information. Yeah, it says in the tutorial, and I'm pretty sure that is a 40mm one, so 4 centimetres across.
With which peony cutter? Which size?
With the 2 biggest ones. So you start off with this one, and then we'll swap over the last couple of rows with that big one.
So can I just ask you a question? Right. So Elaine Lawson has said, are you going to do a complete bundle, Carol? Yes, we are, with everything in it, because she wants to buy everything. But that's with the Peony Cutters as well, isn't it? I might not have added that one on yet.
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did. So I'll add that on after. Elaine Lawson, I was meant to add the complete set on. So I will go and add, as soon as we finish, I will go and put that on the website. That's my mistake, that. Natalie did send it to me. And the lady, let me just go back and find her. Is the green shaped mat on the website, Carol? Yes, it is. And Natalie has a full title for it. I called it Matt.
Officially, it's Rapid Rose 5-petal support pad.
There you go.
But yeah, green thingy does the job too.
So I've not called it the green thingy, but it's called the 5-petal support mat. So it's on the Natalie Porter link. So if you go to brands, drop down to Rapid Rose, okay, and then the items are there. And everybody who wants everything, just hold your horses. I will put them on the website after, because there is a bundle with everything together. And I've just realised I've not added it.
Okay, so
I'll add it after.
we're adding more petals, and hopefully you can
Well done,
see.
Nikki. You hold fire. She's going to hang fire.
So I'm just tugging them up ever so slightly as I do it. And where it's flower, it's flower paste, you can do that like it's strong enough that you can give it a little tug and it will stretch. Did you have a question?
I did. How much is the complete set with everything? I know you've told me, but I can't think off the top of my head. I'll have to go and
I think it's about 28 quid,
yeah.
give or take.
Yeah. I tell you what, guys, I'll go and put it on the website now. It'll only take me a couple of minutes. John can do his job now and shout out some questions, so you'll hear from John. So I'll go and put them on the website because I've got the details off your email there.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. So, going to take me a few minutes. So
Right.
I'll hand you over to John.
The question, Karen's asked, how many roses would you get out of the smaller pack of flower paste?
How many roses? If you were making, so the white flower paste comes as a 250 gram pack, I think. 200 grams. You're going to use anywhere between about 40 and 60 grams per like normal sized rose, like this one here.
So about 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. It depends a lot on how thin you roll the paste, because obviously the thinner you roll the paste, the less you're using, the more you'll get out of it. But I think if you're going for the coloured stuff, then obviously those are the other packets. But otherwise, like Carol said, the kilo pack of flour paste that's the most cost-effective way to buy it, and then you can colour it as you go into whatever colours you're using, and you've got plenty there for, you know, thousands of roses. You can probably imagine how much flour paste I go through on a regular basis. So yeah, we've got our other row of petals on there, and you can see how I've not folded them over quite so tightly, so they're a little bit more open. You can probably guess what's going to happen next, which is yeah, another row of petals. So I will roll out another one.
Right, the bundles should be on the website in the next 5-10 minutes. Carol's just popped off to put those on.
Right. Whilst I'm just rolling this out, are there any other questions?
Becky, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, Sue Paskin just wants to ask, I think she missed the start of it, and just wants to ask who the lady in the background is, who's talking, and where we are.
Oh, what, me?
Yeah.
Oh, so hi, I'm Natalie, Natalie Porter, and where am I? I am in Stockport with the lovely people from Sugar and Crumbs, John and Carol. That's where we are. So long way from home. And like I said at the beginning, really hoping that the weather doesn't end up keeping me here and having to move in with John and Carol, because I don't know how they'd feel about that. I don't know. What do you reckon, John? Do you want a house guest for the next week?
That's fine. We've got plenty of space.
Right.
I'm hoping to get to Cheltenham tomorrow, but I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Or there might be no weather, because, you know, the newspapers like to convince us all that our doom is pending. Every single time it looks like there might be a few flakes of snow. So we'll have to see.
We've had a couple of comments about taking the ball out of the flower, but we don't take the ball out of the flower.
No, you don't. It stays in there. The flower's formed around it. So quite often people will ask about whether or not they're edible, and I will always answer with a complete and total contradiction, which is to say that they are edible but not for eating. With sugar flowers made with flour paste, and you've got this sort of detailed stuff, they dry completely solid, like you can hopefully hear that. You wouldn't want to eat it. So for all that it is edible, you wouldn't want to eat it anyway. So then if you got that polystyrene inside the toothpick, etc., I don't really think it matters that it isn't edible. And then for a lot of other stuff, if you've got like little leaves, little berries, bits and bobs, you know, something like this, they're all wired up anyway. So for all that the sugar's edible, you can't eat it. So yeah, edible but not for eating is my contradiction of choice.
A couple of people have said they've purchased already. If anybody wants to cancel their existing order and reorder when the complete bundles are on, then please just message us and we'll sort that out for you.
So we've had, alright then, our two doodahs for tonight have been the veining stick and the bundle thing. So the question is, what's the third one? Because these things always come in threes, don't they? Right, so he's veined. We want to chop and separate those petals.
Right, Karen said, did you say a kilo of flour paste? Yes, we did. And the postage really depends on how much you order. It's free delivery on all orders over £40. And it's $3.99 on orders over 15. Sorry, $2.99 on orders over £15.
So again, just going around that edge.
Charlotte's asking, do we sell the balls on the sticks already?
So there is
question.
you don't is the answer to
Thank you.
If you go for the ultimate bundle, which is what Carol's getting up on the website just now, you get all your rose bits, all your peony bits, and then it comes with a sample pack of the buds, just so that you've got them there to get you going. And then in the tutorials, there is a page that explains how to make them, what size you want, and so on and so forth. Yes. Right, so that's going to go on here again. So water in the middle, and then those little lines. And the reason that we do it just with little lines instead of sort of soaking the whole petal is so that should you need to peel one off and rearrange it or anything, you can do that because it's not too welded on.
Tori has just asked a question. How do you secure the toothpick to the ball, please? Yours looks so secure, I keep losing flowers across the table.
Hot glue gun is the answer. You can see on this one, if you got that, can you see that little lump of glue there? Hang on, John's just adjusting.
Yeah, it's not
So
far.
yeah, it's that little lump of glue. It's a hot glue gun, and it will cost you about £5 in the range or Hobbycraft. It sets instantaneously, so they're ready to rock once you've made them. Yeah, that's how one does it, and it works. Right, so we've got this. This will be the last row that we will do with these little petals, or this smaller size. And again, hopefully you can see that I am
Just back a little bit towards you. That's it, perfect.
just dragging them up slightly. There's no particular order. Actually, I think a few.
They're on the website.
Some people have said that they've already placed orders separately, but I said anybody who wants to reorder, they let us know. We can cancel the original.
Right.
Or we
I
can
have
add
a
to it.
job there, haven't I?
So we've got quite a few petals on there now, and a few of them are wanting just a little bit of water. And again, if you weren't doing this in such a rush, you can pop them upside down to set for a little while, and you can also wait a wee bit in between each layer, because that does not want to stay put. Okay, and again, you can see there that you're just curving those in, because we're sort of thinking about how it is that the peony grows.
So let me ask you a question. Cheryl Henderson said, can I ask what colour you used on the large row on display, the deep pink shade?
This
So,
one?
yeah. Yeah.
That, it's
You must think what colour it is.
it's Colour Splash Burgundy,
Yeah.
which is this one here, which for all that it says burgundy, it actually comes out that awesomely deep,
Yeah.
rich colour. So
And
I
I
like
could even
that
use
one.
that colour there
And
if you
yeah,
wanted
you've
to.
got the
really coloured.
pre-mixed ruby, because the one disadvantage with making really dark colours yourself is that the amount of food colouring, there we go, the amount of gel you're having to put in it, everything can end up a little bit smushy and stringy. So for really dark colours, such as sort of blacks and bright reds, you always want to pre-buy it. And if the colour's not quite right, you can always add a little bit of your own gels to just tweak the colour slightly and get it a little bit brighter, a little bit darker,
Yeah.
or whatever you fancy.
Right, so Caroline Horn says, how do you hang them upside down
With a peg.
with a peg?
So you can do, you can hang them upside down with a peg on your whatever normal hanging upside down thing you've got. Or alternatively at home in the kitchen, I've put little hooks in the ceiling, and there's like ribbon washing lines that I peg all the flowers onto. It's a bit ridiculous, but it works.
To be fair, there is a tip that you can use. If they use their hot gun, they can actually get themselves a large square styrofoam with a round slimmer one in the middle, glue them together, and then stand it up, and then push them into the corners.
Yeah. So you would essentially, if you
Yeah.
did what Carol said, you'd have it like that.
Yeah.
But it does take a little bit of braveness, though.
Yeah.
You've got to trust your fate. Okay, so this is another little tip, especially for the peonies. Thank you for holding that, Maria, because it's now set up. This is just a little, it's an old cake dummy, and what I've done is made a hole in it and put a drinking straw in there, and that is so I can put the peony in. It will come in and out really easily as I'm handling it, without having to shove it and force it into the polystyrene each time and run the risk of damaging while you're doing it. So I'm going to add one more row of petals onto here.
So let me just, how many rows of petals have you done now? Because one lady's lost count and I wasn't here. So Karen Cowley said, is that the 4th row that you've done?
Yes, we've done 4.
So you're now on to the 5th.
This will be the 5th. With the peonies, because they are just sort of frilly things, you can just kind of keep adding petals as many as you want till it's as big and as frilly
Yeah,
as you
because
want.
they open up very wide, don't they?
They do. They're
open
massive. They are
so you can put as many as you
massive.
want on, can't you?
And I'm just adding a little bit of white into the paste here because I don't think I was going to have quite enough.
I can't wait till June because I have a garden full of peonies and they're lovely. But they're only open for a few weeks, aren't they? And then that's it, they're gone.
I've got one plan.
And they all drop over because they come up in big stems. They just fall over in the garden, don't they? I'll have to go and make some dummy ones and stand on them. So Richard Crompton says that peony is fabulous. Julie likes the rose, so I guess we need the full bundle.
Thanks, guys. Right. This should just about be big enough. Yeah, more or less. I'm going to take some creative liberty here.
So Carol O'Leary says she hangs hers upside down on that thing you put your socks on and you hang it out of your kitchen.
Yeah,
so you know that
that's
round,
totally
round
right.
thing,
Yeah,
isn't it? Well done, Carol O'Leary.
Oh, that's a wicked idea. I've never thought of that. Because, I do it with pegs, but those sock things, or I've got a couple that they're from IKEA, little plug they're from IKEA. I love IKEA.
Well, you only need one hook for the main thing, don't you? And then you've got the big round thing.
They are, and they're like, it's like an octopus, because the bits fold out the centre. So, yeah, no, that is a very good shout. Right.
So our website has apparently slowed down. There's too many. It says there's too many people on it. So take your time, queue up, guys. Orderly fashion.
Right.
So don't worry, guys. You will get on. Keep watching the demo. You shouldn't be off shopping yet.
So you guys can probably see that I hadn't rolled my paste quite big enough, and I wasn't going to redo it because you guys, there's only so much time you need to spend watching me rolling out. But what I am going to do with my knife here is just take a couple of little chunks out of it, because by the time we've veined it and done the ball tool and whatnot, you won't really notice that it wasn't sort of a whole one.
John, can you take over questions while I have a look at the website? So guys, if the website's slowing down, just hold on for a moment, that's all. Just give it time. Come back and watch the tutorial. You're missing all the best bits. So come back, watch the tutorial, and if any of you struggle, all you got to do is private message me. I can sort it all out later for you, so don't panic.
Right, okay, so...
I can't believe you're bringing our website to a crash. Surely there's more than 2 customers on.
Well, hopefully. Right, so we're going to pop that on your foam pad again. Just quick ball tool around the edge, just so that we got that bit of shape and movement.
Well, I got on fairly fast, in fairness. So guys, I've got on fairly fast on the website.
So pop that onto the rapid rose again, because that's what's going to hold the petals up, so you can handle them. Water in the centre, a little bit on each petal. And again, like a sort of, as we've said, if any of you guys have missed any of this, you get a free tutorial that you can download off my website with all the products. So that's what will then guide you step by step through everything.
Move them out of the way so that they can see all around.
So taking the peony through the middle again, and we've changed up the size with the petals, and we are just going to attach those. And like I said, no particular order. We just want to get them on there.
Oh, someone's clever, Danielle. She's watching on one device, spying on another. Karen Naylor's got her order in, so there's a space for someone else now.
Right.
Somebody's using the split iPad screen.
Okay,
Oh,
so
you're all clever, aren't you?
this is where this little dummy is going to come in handy. So if you pop your peony in there, because at this point, as you can see, the petals are getting a bit big and a little bit floppy and everything.
Let me just say, Elaine Norton's just made a positive point. If you're working off one device, the website's probably slowing down because you're watching a live stream at the same time on the same device. Because I've just linked straight onto the website and I've no problems at all. So I think if maybe it's slowing down, trying to get through to the website because you're actually still watching a live stream.
Yeah, they're putting too much pressure on their own Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's it. You're putting too much pressure on your own Wi-Fi. Maybe if you're using 2 devices, but don't worry, we'll sort it all out.
So if you need to stick just a little bit more water on any of it to hold it up, then
Nina
that is
Gordon said
fine.
she's managed to get on. She don't care.
The trick here, good old bit of kitchen towel, nothing more complicated. Tear a strip off and roll it up, and then you're just going to pop those under the petals for a little while. And you see it's just giving it a little bit of support and holding it up. Provided it's not super damp where you're working, then 10 minutes like this will be more than enough for it to be dry enough that you can add more petals on.
Yeah, that's funny. Susan McGee, she's praying for a snow day tomorrow so she can make roses and peonies.
Excellent. And the other thing you can do at this point as well is just even it out a little bit if you want. So if I turn that round.
Right, so what's the full bundle called? Let me tell you what it's called. If you go onto the website, it's called Rapid Rose Ultimate Bundle and Peony Cutters. It's £28.95. So you've got the Rapid Rose Essential Butter Bundle, which is just roses. Then you can buy the Peony Cutters on their own. You can buy the Rapid Rose Ultimate Bundle, the Rapid Rose Ultimate Bundle and Peony Cutters, and the Rapid Rose 5-petal support mat. So for all of you who want everything, you need the Rapid Rose Ultimate Bundle and Peony Cutters. And for those who've already bought and you want to add the Peony Cutters to it, I'll sort it out for you. Let's go back to Natalie.
Okay, so we're just going to prop some of these petals up. So I've just got a tiny little roll of kitchen paper that I'm just going to very carefully slip in there just so it's holding that petal up a tiny bit. If you've got a pokey tool, whichever your favourite one is, you can just come in, give those a little nudge, and it's basically just adjusting them so that they can sit and dry. So beyond that, if you wanted to make it bigger, you can add another row of petals. And again, I know I sound like a broken record here, but the tutorial takes you the whole way through, from little ones, buds, bigger, smaller, and everything that's involved. Excuse me, I have a hiccup in here. Right, I think we're done. But yeah, and then the final flourish with that, and again, you'd want to wait till it's completely dry. We're just going to add a tiny little bit of petal dust to it.
Some of the ladies say that they make a little ball out of tinfoil to sit it in.
Yeah, that would work just as well. Yeah, anything like that. You just want something that you can support it with, that you can lift it in and out carefully.
What about one of those, or is that too small?
I think it would be too small. You need somewhere for the hole to go is the thing.
Yeah.
And doing it, I mean, the other thing doing it this way, and like I said, this is largely just because I'm super fussy about everything. You can put, the support's not even, so you can get an uneven sort of, the petals will sit a little bit unevenly. And you just get a bit more natural look, because I think with the peonies, what you want to avoid is anything too regular or any patterns, because they don't have patterns, and not in the same way that a rose does. So yeah, just a tiny little bit of petal dust. It's not quite dry yet, so I'm just going to show you on a wee bit of it. So this one we've got here, I don't know if you guys can see it off. I think you can. It's the Colour Splash Blush, and it is a really lovely muted pink, and you just want to be catching the edges of those petals.
So Jade Rainey's come up with an idea. She says she's used a cupcake case, pushed the toothpick through, and then sits it on a dummy king.
Yeah, that would work.
That's a good idea. Yeah. That would work, wouldn't it?
All you want to avoid is, say if this was your flower, it takes a fair old bit pushing it in and out of the polystyrene.
Yeah.
So having that straw in there so that you can just lift it out freely is good, because these get so fragile, you don't want to have to be putting any pressure on any of the flower paste with it.
Yeah.
But no, all of those things are fantastic ideas, and it's just ways to support it whilst it's drying.
Everybody has their own thing, don't they? So again, how long do they take to dry?
Anything with flower paste, best case you want to leave it overnight. worst case at least a couple of hours, and it's just that when you're dusting it and handling it, putting it on the cake, the firmer it is, the better, just because you've got less chance of breaking it, really. So yeah, overnight if you can.
A couple of people are asking if they'll be able to see this video later.
Yeah, they can watch it back on your Facebook page.
There you go.
Yeah.
Been learning all sorts about technology and Facebook tonight,
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, what they can do is if you pin this to the top of your page and we're pin ours to the top of our page, they can watch this tutorial again. And also in the week, Maria will be doing a little 1 minute video.
Oh, super.
Yeah, she can't make it tomorrow because she's away on a course tomorrow, but Wednesday will be a busy day for her. So it should be ready by Friday, I think.
Excellent.
Rachel's asked, and Gina, love the brush. Where did it come from?
I was just going to ask the same question. Do we sell the brushes? We do sell brushes and we sell them for the dust, but we don't sell that big one that you've got there. Is that a makeup brush or is it proper makeup? It's a makeup brush, isn't it?
It's a makeup brush.
Yeah, I was going to say, we do sell the brushes for dusting, but I've found that people who do tend to buy a makeup brush, and I thought that was as well.
Yeah, no, I tend to go for makeup brushes just because they're nice and wide and soft.
Yeah. So there you go, off down.
Right.
Victoria's just got her bundle, she can't wait. Thank you for an awesome tutorial.
Oh, you are very welcome.
That's from Victoria.
But yeah, I reckon the rest of that is still too sort of wet to be dusted. But yeah, you get the idea. And again, it's just that little hint of petal dust just brings the whole thing to life.
Yeah.
And gives you the depth of colour. So
absolutely beautiful.
whatever colour you're doing. So yeah, there you go. Rapid Rose and Perfect Peony.
Yeah. So do you want to go through the bundles again,
Yes,
Natalie?
let's.
Let's keep you working, girl. They want to know and understand. So if we
Okay.
if we start off with what they can buy, if they've already got stuff off you and they just want to buy the mats, then they can buy just the Peony Cutters, the Essential Bundle, the Ultimate Bundle, and everything. So can you go through all those?
I sure will. Right, let's
Good
get
girl.
into one side. Okay. So
Are you all listening?
yeah, I will say
And you've
this
got
only
loads
once.
of love hearts. So when she's ready, all of you listen.
Okay, here goes, guys. So Rapid Rose. This is it's the support pad that holds up your petals while you're working. So this is the most essential bit that you want. We've got these for sale on their own, $5.95, and this is what comes with your rose tutorial. So when you pull that out of the packet, you'll see written there are the details to download it off my website. If anyone has any problems with that, because you know the interwebs can be a little bit temperamental, just drop me an email and I'll send it over to you. That's no problem at all. So that's the first bit you can do. The second thing we've got, or sort of the first kit, is your essential kit. So Rapid Rose, set of 4 smaller cutters, and then your extra large cutters. So it's with those that you will be able to make the 6 different sizes of rose with that essential kit. And again, because you've got your Rapid Rose there, that's what comes with the rose tutorial that you can download and do it all. The Ultimate Bundle is all those bits, so your 6 rose cutters and the Rapid Rose with the tutorial, a trusty water pen, and like I said, I love these things.
They're
because you can't
excellent,
smell
aren't
them.
they?
And then you get a nice little sample packet of the polybuds just to get you going. It's just a couple of them, and it's just so that you can have something to work with whilst you go onto eBay and sort
Buy all your
yourself.
polybuds.
Yeah, exactly. And then got the Peony Cutters, so you can buy these on their own.
Yeah.
But do bear in mind that if you've not got a Rapid Rose, you're going to want one of these as well, because you're using that support pad to make a peony as well.
Yeah.
And for those, if you pull this cardboard bit off carefully, the instructions to download the tutorial's just in there. And then lastly, there's the bundle where you get all the things.
Yeah.
Everything we use.
£28.95, you get everything.
You do indeed, and there'll be a couple of the polybuds for the peonies in there as well, just to get you started.
Yeah.
So, a couple of last things then. Thank you very much. It's been really cool. So yeah, thanks for everyone that showed up. If you've got any more questions, then fire them away.
So let's throw
them.
out some questions. So what does the step-by-step come with? I don't know what that means. What does the step-by-step come with?
The tutorial.
Oh, the tutorial. Yes, sorry.
So there's
Yeah.
a tutorial on every product.
It's like this, yeah, pretty much. So you download it as a PDF, and there is 14 pages which sounds like a lot.
14
14 pages. It's just that. There are lots of pictures and it's just really detailed, every single step by step, just getting you through it. And the best way with both of these things, with the roses and the peonies, have a go, get the method down. Get your head around, you're attaching this bit here to that bit there and what order you're doing it in. Once you've got that down pat, you can then start playing it with a bit more and sort of worrying a bit more about how it looks and tweaking those petals till they're the sort of perfect shape and stuff. So yeah, there's one for the peony and one for the rose from the website.
Right, well everybody said it's an absolutely fabulous tutorial. They've fully enjoyed it. It's well explained. It's been great. They're buying it. They all want the snow to come so they can stay in. You'll have to wait till Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're going to get it. So, and everybody is saying thank you. So let's go there then, yeah? Cool. So, we've had loads of views and likes and everything. So, guys, do support Natalie and what she's buying. So many of you have said that you're going to buy the bundle tonight, and I've seen it been pinging away there. So she's come all the way from down south, picked up Verona in Birmingham as well. How long have you been on the road? Is it 2 days? Because you've stopped at friends, haven't you? On the way, done little visits on the way.
Yeah, I was teaching at the weekend, so it's been a long.
So whenever we do get guests on, do try to support them because they do come free of charge. They do come and they give up their time free of charge. They bring up their stuff, they show you everything, so do try and support them. And to be fair, you have all supported Natalie tonight. I'm really, really proud of you all. And I think she's done an absolutely amazing job. And I need to thank a lovely lady called Tracy. Yes. And I can't think of her second name at the moment. I'm sure it's Tracy Atkinson.
I think it is, yeah.
I think it is Tracy Atkinson who introduced me to Natalie, and I have seen Tracy Atkinson's name pop up tonight. So thank you very much, Tracy.
Thank you very much, yes,
for introducing us to Natalie. And
Indeed.
Natalie, we really appreciate you coming.
Pleasure.
It's been a great tutorial, and anybody wants to ask any questions before we leave tonight? Just to let you know, we've got a Facebook Live at 11 o'clock on Thursday. We've got Rob Allen making black cherry scones with our flavoured icing sugars. And we have Jackie Allen, married the pair of them now. So we've got Rob Allen and we've got Jackie Heaton, the Bacon Nana, and they're both off the Twitter, Bake Along off Twitter. And Jackie is coming along and she's making blueberry muffins for you. And I'm just going to use the 2 new flavours, the gin and tonic and the Prosecco. I'm just going to decorate some cupcakes for you and just decorate them all up nice so for your weddings. So I'll do those, and that's for 11 o'clock this Thursday live. So make sure you're there. So that's our baking session. And again, a big thank you to Natalie for joining us. And please do like and share this tutorial. When we finish, like it and share it with as many of your friends as you can. And thank you for Natalie's followers who've been watching tonight. Make sure you like the tutorial, make sure you share it with everybody. Let's get this girl's name out there. Mind you, she wants to hide under the name Immaculate Confections.
Oh no, well that was just...
Are we hiding the Natalie Porter?
No, it's not. That's how it started, making wedding cakes. That's what 5 years of Catholic school will do to you, is Immaculate Confections.
So, and if any of you want to go on Natalie's amazing classes, you can just message me. I'll give you the link to her page, or you can go over to her page. She'll tell you where she's doing classes, and I might even have a chat and see if we can get a class done in here. Don't know, fingers crossed. Oh. Is this kitchen big enough for a class?
Yeah, we could do,
Yeah, we'll have to talk.
I don't know the way now.
Pardon?
I don't know the way.
So me and Natalie will have a chat and see if we can get some classes up here in the north for you, okay? Because I picked my ears up when she said if anybody knows anywhere with a kitchen where she can do classes. So if you're up in the northeast and you know somewhere that will host Natalie,
let me know.
Let her know. There you go, and then you get to see it all. And you do a lot more things, don't you? Like what you showed tonight is just a little fraction of what you can do, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of things, flowers.
You've got to go on a class and learn how to do this. This is top secret, pardon?
Sure, bring it on.
And bring it over.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
So you've got to go on to, we can't tell you this one.
Put it where the red flowers are.
So we can't tell you this one how to make this because this is part of the classes. Natalie has to earn some money somehow, so you've got to keep something secret, haven't you? But this is amazing. Do you do this as a class?
Yes, I do. We do that. So that one's it's a 2-day class. That's what I was teaching this weekend gone actually.
Right.
So if any of you ladies that were there and watching, you did a wonderful job. The wood effect is all done by hand. There's no moulds, no stencils, no cutters, nothing like that. See, look, Carol's doing it now. People love peering at it.
I have to say, it's freaking beautiful.
So because it's done by hand, it's the best class to teach because everybody's wood, it all looks like wood, but it comes out different. You've not got that sort of repeated thing there. And then we make roses, fill of flowers, buds, berries, and then dust up all those leaves. And that's where I get very excited because I really like green, I really like leaves, and I really like petal dust. So I tend to get excited. So,
well, I have to say that's an amazing one, and I love it because, like you say, it's not a mould, you've done that. So if you want to go on a class and learn this, make sure you message me or go straight onto Natalie's page and we can pop you over there. And is this one done as a class as well?
It's not.
No, but you do loads of
but
things,
there is,
though, don't you?
there's lots. So we've got there's one in the pipeline for that's got a marbled effect on the cake, so that's coming out soon. The other one we've just launched is this fillers, buds and berries. So it's
they look good, don't they?
It's a one-day class. Filler, flowers, buds and berries because these little
close
bits.
up on there a minute.
We just swap.
Yeah.
Those little bits they can add so much into your designs. It's a place, like you can see with the bright green berries in there, they're just different colours, make things pop. So we've got that as a day class. The next one for those is the 19th of May. So the next royal wedding. How does it happen? It's my wedding anniversary.
Is it? Is it the 19th of May?
Stealing the date.
Yeah.
So we've got that in London, and that's the one that hopefully, fingers crossed, confirmation to follow soon. I'm going to do a little tour around with it a wee bit.
Yeah.
With the classes, if you go on my website, there's a place you can sign up to the newsletter, and then we always send out information and the dates and stuff for the classes. And occasionally there'll be a wee little discount or whatnot in there. So worth signing up to that.
So pop over to Natalie's page, okay? And do you want to say the name of the page again? To be fair, you just search
Immaculate
Rapid Rose,
Confections. So I'm me, but the website and everything is under Immaculate Confections because that was the name that I used to make wedding cakes under. So
And if you get really stuck, just put in Rapid Rose, it still comes up as well anyhow. So then go over to the website, sign up to the, what do they call it? Newsletter, well done. So sign up to the newsletter and get to know where she is, that would be great. So I just want to say a big thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we really enjoyed you. And poor Verona should be dying to put those lovely arms of hers down. She's been like this for nearly 2 hours. She's not had a drink or anything. God bless you.
I haven't had an itch either.
Thank you.
So I will say good night from all of us, and we will see you on Thursday at 11 AM for our baking session with Rob Allen, Jackie Heaton and myself doing some cupcakes. So make sure you're there. See you on Thursday. Goodbye.